right. Come on in. Come on in. Card Chronicles. Another one. Also got some quick little news. This your boy MitchTV coming to you straight off the hip with the Card Chronicles. And this summer been kind of an interesting summer in sports, also entertainment and everything else. Oh man. First things first, I just want to thank everybody for watching my videos, clips, all of that. We're about maybe 20 people away from 1,400 subscribers. And I just want to thank everybody for subscribing into my YouTube channel. All right, first things first. I know everybody been talking about the whole Shador Sanders fiasco with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm just gonna say this: Cleveland is stupid as hell, and I'm just gonna say that. So it's been multiple reports that the Cleveland Browns is scared to trade Shador Sanders because if they trade him, they don't want history to repeat itself with the whole Baker Mayfield situation, which is kind of stupid. But here's my take on it. Andrew Berry, who is the GM of the Cleveland Browns, a Harvard graduate, smart guy, you know, look like he's more of an analytic guy, is not pulling the trigger. And what's so crazy, and there's reports that's coming out that teams are trying to trade for Shador, but he's wanting a second round pick for Shador. And here's the thing, Andrew Berry, you're stupid as hell, bruh. You a Harvard graduate and you a GM and you can't understand the value of Shador. How you gonna trade Shador Sanders for a second round pick and and Kevin Stefanski is not even playing him, and you don't even have the balls to tell Kevin Stefanski make him play so the value can go up, which is the dumbest shit ever. Um, it's so dumb how the Cleveland Browns are what they're doing to Shador Sanders. Yes, Shador is not ready to be a starter year one. We all know that. Shador Sanders only had 2 years of Power Five competition. Yes, he played in FCS for 3 years, and then he played in FBS, which is Power Five, for 2 years. So he had 5 years of college football, 3 years of FCS, 2 years of FBS. So we already know Shador Sanders is going not is not going to be a day one starter. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. You know, everybody know that he's not going to be a day one starter. And it's just kind of crazy how it's going. And but Andrew Berry, he he want people to trade a second round pick for a guy that haven't even got on the field this season, which is diabolical. It's just stupid. So see, if I was Andrew Berry, if I know Shador was going to be a hot commodity, I would have just told Kevin Stefanski, start Shador over Dylan Gabriel. That's it. Make Shador play the first 8 weeks of the season. Let Shador look good, make him look good, then you trade him for the second round pick. But you're not going to tell Kevin Stefanski to start him, and you let Kevin Stefanski kill his value by starting Dylan Gabriel over Shador. Now I know some people that say Dylan Gabriel is better. Yes, Dylan Gabriel is more equipped than Shador because of the fact because Dylan Gabriel played Power Five football for 4 or 5 years. So when you play Power Five football for 4 or 5 years, a lot of times you're going to see those same top NFL prospects in college that's going over to the NFL. And then plus, a lot of the schemes that Power Five teams run are NFL schemes. So that's why Dylan Gabriel is more equipped, more prepared than Shador. And that's the thing. Shador solely got into the NFL solely off his talent. It wasn't his daddy, because his daddy, yes, his daddy did a lot of campaigning for him. But even if Dion didn't campaign for Shador, Shador was going to be a top 5 pick. The only thing that messed Shador up was his daddy overcompensating, saying he should go top 5, where his daddy should have been quiet about it, and I think Shador would have went top 5. But since his daddy, was talking too much, and then Shador stuck his own foot in his mouth, said a lot of things that he was not supposed to say in the pre-drafting process, I think Shador would have been a top 5 pick. So, and it shows you how the NFL are. Shout out to the people that's in the chat. So, it's just kind of crazy. It's just kind of crazy how it is. Andrew Berry is stupid as hell as a GM. If you're gonna be a good GM, if you got assets, you're supposed to advertise your assets. It's kind of like marketing. You got an asset, you want to make money off the asset, or you want to make a good trade off the asset. You put the asset on display. You put value into the asset. You do everything you can in your power to make the asset super valuable. Then when somebody's ready to buy the asset, then you can overprice the asset. That's what Andrew Berry should have did. Make Shador the starter day one over Joe Flacco. Have him play 5 to 8 weeks. Then let him go. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just stupid how the Browns are. And another report came out when the Bengals was trying to trade for Shador before Joe Flacco, which is crazy. So here's the thing. So a report came out that when the Bengals was looking for another quarterback, they called the Browns. They asked for Shador. And Andrew Berry said he wanted a 2nd-round pick and a 5th-round pick for Shador. And the Bengals almost hung up the phone on the Browns. And the Browns came back and said, wait, we can give you Joe Flacco for a 6th-round pick. And what's so funny, the Browns shot themselves in the foot because you could have got a 2nd-round pick for Joe Flacco. Yes, Joe Flacco's 40 years old. So, if you think about it, you could have easily got a 2nd-round pick or a 5th-round pick for Joe Flacco. Like, you could, but you got a 6th-round pick for him. Joe Flacco has almost 20 years of experience. He's already is a proven quarterback. He won a Super Bowl. He was the Super Bowl MVP. Yes, they call him Joe Fluco because sometimes he could be a fluke and all of that. But he's a proven quarterback. The Browns did bad business. I'm sorry. The Browns could have got a 2nd-round pick for Joe Flacco, then a 6th-round pick. But you're gonna say, oh, Shador's worth a 2nd round. Like Shador, I'm sorry. Every team that's gonna offer draft picks for Shador, it's either gonna be a 4th, a 5th round, or a 6th round. There's gonna be one pick for Shador. But the Browns don't know what they're doing. And I'm sorry. Andrew Berry need to fire Kevin Stefanski, start Shador Sanders, get his value up, and trade him away next year. That's all. That's all. But it looks like he's not going to fire Kevin Stefanski no time soon. So he's going to be stuck.